Today we're down here at Double D Honey Farms. Dustin Davis is the owner. He's also the president of the Jackson County Beekeepers Association. Down here with a friend of mine just wanting to go through one of these polystyrene hives. And he was so gracious enough. We're going to go through and look at one and see what we got going. So what we got in here?
Now this is a package that was installed about, I guess maybe a week ago. This is a carniolan package that we got through the club. And I'll tell you a little bit about these polystyrene hives. These are Lyson polystyrene hives from the company originated in Poland. So there are several places that sell these in the United States. There's Better Bee and a couple more. I think there's actually a Lyson USA branch now. So, but I use these mainly in my breeder yard, my queen rearing yards, because I just like the density of this poly. I don't know, it just an insulation factor. I think that it really works out good. Now this is I've got to started them on a couple a couple frames of comb that was already drawn out. So, but you can see here these are pretty good, pretty gentle bees. So and this is about a week, and they've already drawn out most of these frames.
They are drawing that plastic like mad.
Packed it with pollen. They're just packing. There's the queen.
Let's see, where is she? There she is. She's a beauty too.
She's got this laid like crazy. But I had really good luck with these poly hives this winter.
That's not something you want to see.
Yeah. Those may be falsies, I hope.
Nope. There's an egg and a larva in there.
There is, yeah. Wow. Maybe surely they're not trying to supersede her that quick. I guess they don't like Mama, but she's still alive in here, so.
Yeah.
Two right there. That's a falsie. Not got anything in it.
You're like me, you always want to waller them out.
Yeah.
So the next time you get in there, you can definitely tell that you've already dealt with it.
Yeah. Pollen, eggs.
She's laying, huh?
Yeah. Good looking package, but what I was saying about the polystyrene, I had really good success this winter, overwintering in these polys. I guess it's just the insulation factor. I like to keep all of especially my inseminated breeder queens and my breeders in these because they just overwintered so well. But the bottom, show you, go into this empty, and I'll show you the bottoms. Got good latches to hold the top down, but this entrance, I like the entrance. You can close it off for easy access when moving, to close the entrance off, and it's still ventilated, or you can take and spin it around. You've got a queen excluder to keep your inseminated breeders and your good high dollar queens inside. Or you can just open your entrance up to slow down robin problems and close your entrance off in the winter time. So then it's got on the tops here, it's got 4 ventilation ports. You can plug those ports off during the winter time and leave 1 or 2 open or you can ventilate through all 4 ports.
And they will not draw comb up in that open space?
When they come with a propolis trap, really, to put on the inside, but so far I have never had problems with them drawing on tops. I don't know. Of course, I am in my bees, every 5, 6, 7 days. So I mean, if I do see a problem, I cut it out before they really get started. But you can see they propolis this poly, but they don't really draw wax on these tops. I mean, you see the discoloration from the propolis, and it's good dense polystyrene also. People just, when they see this in the magazine, and I did it first, I thought, well, I don't want none of that polystyrene, because I had gotten some older supers that were just, they were just felt like they were made out of that cooler type material. But this is actually really tough stuff. I mean, you can hit that with a Hive tool and it doesn't, ding or make a place. So I mean, I was really impressed when I bought my first couple to try out last year, and I'm even more impressed this year. But on the bottom here, you've got these ventilation. I should have cleaned this out for a video, but you've got these ports here that you can run them with as much ventilation on the bottom as you want, or you can plug all 4 of them off. Now, during the winter, I try to keep them all plugged off, and late summer, because I found that hive beetles, the smaller hive beetles, can get through these little holes, so I try to keep them plugged off. But they're well ventilated, and I've been really impressed with them.
Assuming that is a hard plastic.
That is a very hard, more dense plastic rail to prevent the frames from dropping, the lip there. But that's the hard, and also on the edge here, you can see because it's painted, but it has a harder plastic so that when you pry with your Hive tool, it doesn't notch into your poly. And that is on the edge there, and that's also on this too. It's got a little denser, more dense poly there.
Because that was going to be my next question, was how do you pry them apart without tearing the poly?
Yeah. It's actually pretty easy. I mean, they really don't stick as hard as you would think. I mean, you can come out here in the hot sun, I guess it's a little warm, and you can really just pull the top off. I mean, it's just like opening the cooler lid. I very rarely have to pry. I mean, you'll see on these corners there's not really hardly any pry marks, because I very rarely have to pry them. And these latches, those heavy duty latches, I really like those.
Tell us a little bit about that feeder system you got there.
Well, this is a sort of like a project I'm working on. This is a temporary device here, but I'm working on with my CNC a more permanent system with this out of a hard plastic is what I'm going to try to cut that out of. But I just took a piece of plywood and on this with this ventilation hole here, and I tapped out that piece of plywood just playing around for the bottle to go in, and then I took and drilled into there. I accidentally went through the bottom of that, but I put a little piece of plastic on there to prevent robbers and stuff from coming in. But it's working out, and I cut out for the ventilation port and just slid that in there, and so far that's working out well. I didn't want to cut into my polystyrene top to put a pail on there, so I got to thinking about how could I do that.